Okay, so thank you. I now have 300 subscribers, and as I always say, I am more surprised that I am just as surprised as anybody else that people care about what I have to say about things. So thank you to all of the new people who subscribed since my joint review with Chris. And I know that now people, because of my review with him, know who I am and that I review anime too. And yeah, so good. I stopped my reviews a while ago because I was feeling kind of depressed because I don't have a job and I've been sitting around my house with nothing to do, and I, felt pretty worthless. But I feel better now. I have good prospects for a couple jobs, and I'm doing the guest relations with my anime convention. And it's a mess right now. I mean, all big events, when they get off the ground are, but it's partly my mess, and I get to be there to make it better. And I have this person, Sandy, this girl who is also working with me, who I feel like she's my partner in this, and we have a nice person, Joe, who is, our DH or department head, like looking over stuff. So that's good. I will do my Innocent Venus review. I don't know about Razvan though. I've watched some other shows since then, since I just kind of wanted to get away from what I from obligations of things that I said I would do. So I watched some random stuff. Some of it I like, some of it I haven't. I am leaving this open for other people to make suggestions about what you think what you would like Chris and I to review next. Now, he doesn't take requests, but I do. And I am really open to ideas, and what I think would be really fun, and what I had fun with him doing was just a bad anime. Love Hina is not a good show. I mean, mostly it's nothing. It's nothing special. It's nothing new. It's nothing. And I what a lot of you guys think about, what is the worst anime you've ever watched? Seriously, almost made you disbelieve that it exists. And I'm not talking about stuff that stuff that that your friends like, so you see some redeeming qualities in it, or you can understand why people like it even if you don't. But I just really bad stuff. Either so bad it's good, or so bad it's horrible. Just disbelieving bad. The worst anime I've watched is still The Familiar of Zero, and I did a review on that already. Innocent Venus was also not very good at all, just to give you guys a heads up of what I thought about it. The other topic of this video is I don't just do anime reviews, I do, stuff about Twilight. And it's been a while since I've talked about Twilight, and I've been thinking about objectification and sexual objectification. And this came from, there's this movie reviewer called Movie Bob, and he has reviewed all the Twilight movies, and usually he pairs, or he has, for a while, paired articles with his reviews. And when he reviewed New Moon, the 8 months ago that it came out, he paired an article with it about, if, how in the sci-fi and fantasy genre, it's been dominated by men and male writers, and in it there's a fair amount of, objectification of the female body, of the female form. And if Twilight is just kind of a is kind of like a backlash against that, or something that should have been coming, a long time ago. This is a really interesting idea, and it's, especially interesting to, someone who is a feminist, someone who has been a geek all of her life, and someone who isn't afraid to speak about either aspects of her personality, that she is both a feminist and a lifelong geek, and very proud of both of those things. I think, you girls can totally appreciate and understand this, that, when, in the fantasy and sci-fi genre, like, you see, fan service for guys all of the time. It only really seems to bother us, I suppose, if, like, the story is horrible. But, I mean, if it's a good story with good characters and just something that you love to watch, you really don't care. Like, if there's fan service for the boys. But, like, I kind of accept this, because it's like, sexuality is just a part of who we are. It's a part of our human nature. I mean, some people are asexual, this is true, but the majority of the human population, part of their day is thinking about getting laid, and there is absolutely nothing demonic or evil about that. So right, Twilight. But you see, it is not like saying that female sex drive is okay. I mean, that's Sex in the City. With Twilight, Bella is, she wants to have sex with Edward. And he's, saying, it's too dangerous. And it's not a discussion that they have about the pros and cons of having sex. It's Edward just flat out telling her, no, this isn't going to happen. What it's telling girls is that you should put the control of whether or not sex is going to happen between you and your male partner guy completely to him. Like, he should be the deciding factor. And you, like, if he wants to have sex, you will have sex. If he doesn't want to have sex, then you will not have sex. That's what's being said in Twilight. Loud and crystal clear. So instead, female lust is demonized. It's not saying that this is okay. And also to suggest that, like, Twilight, belongs, like, anywhere near stuff that, like, geeks covet, like, I don't know, Star Wars, or Star Trek, or Lord of the Rings, or Harry Potter, God, that people compare those two things together. It's like, no, do not, like, bring Twilight near those things. Don't let Twilight, like, think that, it's anywhere on the same par as, I don't know, because Stephenie Meyer likes to think she's Stan Lee Spider-Man. Like, stay far away from that shit, please. I got a bit angry geek and I got a bit angry feminist on this. Maybe to share something a little bit of when I was a tween. When I was a tween, with my own bubbling hormones, I liked the Star Wars prequels. Guess why I liked the Star Wars prequels? I like them because of Ewan McGregor. Now, I still really like Ewan McGregor. I still think he's a brilliant actor and all of that, and I also still think he's incredibly sexy, but I didn't care about anything else in Star Wars. I didn't. I just cared he was sexy. So, like, I think, in a way, I can understand, like, Twihard's feelings towards this. I mean, maybe in a couple years they'll grow up and realize Twilight's horrible. Maybe they won't. I mean, I'm always more concerned about the older fans of Twilight. People who, like, people past the age of 20 who should really know better by now. Like, that's really where issues come in for me. Oh, also the first movie, first Star Wars prequel, for me is made better by the fact that Liam Neeson is in it, and he is also really sexy. So now that I've probably also made some boys uncomfortable, I am totally and completely done. Okay, auf Wiedersehen.